Hi. Hi, my darlings. Oh, I'm trying to figure out what's up this. I think that should be good. How is everybody doing on this fine Wednesday? We are back with the live trading. Honestly, guys, I was going to do the study stream yesterday. I don't like missing streams, but we're having a heat wave in the UK, which we're not used to over here. Like, if you're not from the UK, a heat wave here is very rare. We're not used to it. Our buildings are not made for it. We don't have AC. Like 90% of buildings don't have AC unless it's like a shop. So my office is absolutely boiling right now. I've ordered a fan. It's arriving today, so I'm going to pick that up on my way out after the stream, and then we'll have that for tomorrow, and then we should be fine. But honestly, it is boiling in here today, and yesterday it was like 5 degrees hotter, so I couldn't do it. I could not do the stream yesterday. So yeah, we've got a fan on the way, so all should be fine. But yeah, us UK people, we're not used to this type of heat. We don't know how to act. We don't know how to deal with it. So yeah. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, we have some SMT down here that I didn't even notice. That's interesting. Okay, nice. London session looked really clean for some buys, honestly. Wish I was trading that, but I was not. So we are here in pre-market. So far, pre-market has just chopped and swept out London high. I would have preferred for it to not sweep London high, and that'd be a nice target for us, because we are at all-time highs. So shorts are out the window for us today, even if they make sense, in my opinion. I don't know why the font is like this. I don't know why it's like that. It looks really weird. Obviously, ES is lagging behind slightly, but yeah, shorts are out. Shorts are out the window for today, I think. I think continuation longs is definitely the move for today, and if we don't get that, then we don't trade. So I'm going to talk you guys through my new trading plan thing. So I was talking to Daylo Trading. He's one of my good trading friends. Go give him a follow. Daylo Trading on Instagram. And he's been talking to me, and I was talking to him yesterday, and I was saying my biggest struggle at the moment is just FOMO trading. Being scared to miss out on the setup, so taking shitty setups, basically. That is my biggest struggle. Being impatient, not waiting for the best setup, just taking something because it looks kind of okay, and because I'm scared to miss out on the move. So he said, Claudia, you need to just be taking one trade per day. And after he said that, I actually reflected, and it is so rare if I take one loss for me to then recover the loss and take a win. Like, that is so rare. It hardly ever happens. So like, I don't know why I haven't thought about it myself to just take one trade to prevent 2 losses rather than 1. And it will also force me to just take the good setups and be patient. So that's what I'm going to be implementing. So I'm sorry if the streams are slightly less entertaining and there's less trade frequency going on, but less trade frequency usually leads to higher quality setups, which is what I'm aiming for. Really trying to increase my win rate overall. That's something that I'm really focusing on, taking high quality setups only. So we're just going to have to be super patient right here, but it will improve our trading overall, and that is what is most important. So that's what we're going to be doing. How is everybody? How's everybody's weekend been? How's everybody's start to the week in terms of trading? Yesterday, I took one small loss just due to not waiting for the setup properly. Like, that was the reason why I ended up having this conversation with Daylo. So yeah, but that's all I've taken so far this week. Didn't trade Monday due to bank holiday. So yeah, we're coming into the charts, feeling good, feeling fresh and ready to go. Hi Claudia, just joined. Are you on Kick already? No, so I put a post out on YouTube saying, what would you guys prefer? Would you guys prefer for me to start streaming simultaneously on Kick or on Twitch? And I'm fairly sure the majority voted for Twitch as well as YouTube. I'm going to continue doing YouTube, obviously, but I think if I stream on Twitch, there should hopefully be less of a delay as well. I was also thinking Like, if the delay is the issue, maybe I could just stream in Discord as well as YouTube. Like, what do you guys think? Because my Discord community is free, so it wouldn't make a difference to me. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna set that up as soon as I have a clear idea of what I'm gonna do. Obviously, I would stream Twitch, Kick, YouTube, but I want to just start with YouTube and one other, just to see how my Wi-Fi copes with that whole shebang. Because yeah, I would just need to see whether it could deal with it, basically. I tried to, like, I pay for my own Wi-Fi in my office. I tried to get decent Wi-Fi, but it's just hard. Like, sometimes it depends on location, all that jazz. Like, my PC is powerful enough to do all of it, but it's just my Wi-Fi that I'm a little worried about. So I want to start off with one and then go from there and see how we get on. So yeah, we could do Discord. Discord would be easier than Twitch for me anyways. I think that would be cool as well, because I think if I, you know, I'd pushed out that I'll be live trading my Discord, it would hopefully like build the Discord community, which is obviously great. It's great to have more people in there, more members and things. Speaking of the Discord community, I'm just going to pin it in chat. Alan has sent the link into the chat. So if you do want to join the free Discord community and you're not already a part of it, feel free to join. We've got some great traders in there, mixed ability of traders. We got some people who have just got funded, some people who are completely new, some people who are getting payouts on the regular. We've got people like AJ, who's got 1.5 billion in funding. So yeah, we've just got a range of people in there. So it's definitely a good place to be. Discord stream would be nice. Okay, we can do that. I was on early this morning, took that 50-point move on the OTE from the low after London. All-time highs and been bullish for a good week. That's awesome. I wish I was around on London session. Let's see what setup I would have taken if I was trading London. Just for the trade examples, add it into the Notion. Okay. Let's see what we got here. That 2.5 here bounced pretty nice. And then -4. That -4 kind of bounced, but then didn't. I don't know, actually. Okay, so we swept Asia low. Oh, we put in SMT here, to be fair, which is nice. So if I could find some sort of fib which lines up with the SMT, I think that would have been nice. Some sort of manipulation around this area. Let's do that OTE also. Okay, so there's the 2.5. So we see pretty much bounced off that. And then we got this manipulation leg. And then we got this -4. That's pretty nice. What's going on? But there we go. Got that. What is going on? Why is it not? Okay, there we go. We have that -4. And then we manipulated below a low. Pushed above this high. Let's see whether we would have got the entry though. Not right there. We would not. Okay, yeah, we would have got the entry at 0.5 right there. I probably would have entered at this wickless candle. So this is something that I saw Ivan do, and I thought it was really clever. So as we know, wickless candles, they are going to get filled at some point because they sort of act as an inefficiency of sorts. So I saw Ivan do this the other day. So he was waiting for a retrace back into OTE to take an entry, but there was a wickless candle lying within the OTE area. It was at 0.5, so he just limited the wickless candle. And it was like the perfect entry. And you can see that again here, like this is the perfect entry. Stop loss at the low. And then like you could literally target like this liquidity right here for a 3R, or you could hold for a 4R, honestly. Like, yeah, we have these relative equal highs right here, which are super clean. Wow, yeah, that's such a nice setup from London session. I think that's really clean. We bounced off -2.5, came back down, manipulated, put in an SMT at -4, and then boom, enter on a wickless candle inside of OTE. Bang. Beautiful. I wish we could find something like that right now, but I think we're gonna have to be patient for a setup, honestly. The type of thing that I would look for is some sort of continuation longs, because the whole of London range is imbalanced. So I'm hoping for us to move down into this imbalanced range and then take some longs out of this. We have an unfilled hourly fair value gap here. So I'm hoping we'll retrace back into that, and then we can take some sort of trade out of that. Yeah. So yeah, we have this huge hourly fair value gap here. If I draw that out with super low transparency, because I find them really annoying, let's just like really turn that down. And then we go on the 1 minute. Yeah, we can see this hourly fair value gap lines up nicely with 0.5, but we also have another hourly fair value gap down here, which obviously if we want to take the trade in the discount, that would probably be nicest, even if we just touched that high. Yeah, I think that could be clean to take a trade from around this area. So yeah, as I said, we're going to be waiting a little while to get that, honestly. But I'm not going to rely on that happening. I am going to draw out this manipulation. I'm going to be trading from 2.5 right now. So coming back down, looks like we're in a bearish trend on the lower time frame. So we have this OTE leg, and we also have this manipulation leg. They're both about the same though, both about the same level, so they should, hopefully we can see some sort of bounce from there. We got some equal highs right here. Let's just do the same on ES as well. Kind of annoying because Asia low and Asia high were taken out in London session, so that's like 2 major targets eliminated. So I'm just gonna have to be patient today, because I don't usually like these type of days to trade, to be honest, when like all the targets are gone. The only target left is London low, which I don't want to target because I'm bullish. So yeah, not the most ideal thing in the world, but anyway. Can you see how many people rewatch the live on YouTube? That's what's good of YouTube. Yeah, that is one thing that's good about YouTube. Obviously, people can rewatch the live, but even if they tuned in on Discord, they'd still be able to rewatch the live on YouTube, because I'd still stream on YouTube. I think building up a platform on YouTube is always a positive thing. So, and it's probably the best way to get new people. I feel like if people are searching for trading live streams, YouTube is probably going to be the place that they do that. So yeah, definitely not going to stop streaming on YouTube, but maybe just streaming on the Discord for people who are already in the community, and then they don't have to deal with the delay. That might be a good idea. Oh my gosh, this water bottle is all over me. I feel quite overstimulated. I got makeup on my white top. I am just spilling water all over myself because this water bottle just leaks whenever it feels like it. And it's so hot in this room, but we're going to cope for the stream, and then I'm going to go straight home. I got a solid move on Asia low to high. Nice. Nice, nice. Yeah, I think that something like this is pretty A+. What is this that I've drawn out? Oh, this. Okay. We just didn't hold that whatsoever. I felt day after day. It's got me so inspired. Oh no, there's a fly in here. I have the window so wide open because it's so warm. Oh my gosh, that is a huge fly. No, we're not doing this. I knew this was going to happen as soon as I opened that freaking window. My window is literally like wide open, like I might as well just be sat outside. I hate bugs. I hate bugs. I am not a person who enjoys insects whatsoever. Right, you just need to get out, and then I'm going to shut the window too. Please just go outside. Literally just find the Yes, it's gone. It's gone. Alright, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna boil. I'm just gonna boil today. It's fine. I'll just boil because I can't deal with insects. I cannot deal with that. That was a wasp. That genuinely would have been a really, 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 really bad, a really bad time. My only hope for right now is usually when we sweep London high or sweep London low super early into pre-market, it usually comes and takes out this high before reversing. So that's kind of what I'm banking on right now to trade. Claudia, a fly just crawled across the camera. No, you're actually lying. You're lying. So yeah, I'm hoping this will come down. I think, honestly, I think it could come down into this range. Because we have some equal lows here, relative equal lows. I'd like those to be snapped. I'd like those to be snatched. Yeah. We'll see anyways. This might be a bit of a long process. Oh. Oh my gosh, guys, it's so warm. It's so warm. I'm dying. I'm dying. Help. Help. Is that the fly on your head? Guys, stop it. Stop it right now. So basically, guys, my Wi-Fi people, I had to call BT, my Wi-Fi people, because I got a quote for my Wi-Fi for this office for like £22 a month or something. And I checked my bank account the other day. Bearing in mind I set this Wi-Fi up like 4 months ago. So this is how observant I am. I checked my bank account the other day and I saw BT £90, BT £70, BT £70, BT £70. I was like, sorry, I swear I was quoted £20. Why are they overcharging me by £50? How does that even happen? So I called them, and like any sort of service like that, try and get through to a human being, it just takes forever. So I was on the phone, just sat like trying to click the correct answers so that you get sent through to a real human and not AI, or you get sent to the website or some bullshit. So I had to like memorize all the answers on the phone to try and actually get through to a human being. And then once I finally got through to a human being, he told me, yeah, no, like that's the price. And I was like, well, it's not the price because I got sent a quote and I accepted the quote, and the quote was £22. Just Wi-Fi for one person. Why am I paying £70 a month? It's absolutely crazy. And he was like, right, well, I'm going to put you on someone else. Got put on someone else finally. And then they were like, oh yeah, this is a huge mistake. I'm so sorry. And now they've refunded, but they keep trying to contact me. And I'm like, why do we need to talk again about the fact that you overcharged me by like £400? Like, why do we need to discuss that again? Why do I need to use up more time in my day talk to you about the fact that you overcharged me by £400? What is so complicated about the fact that you need to refund me? Like, I'll do the maths for you. I'll send the calculations over. I'll literally get my Casio calculator out, do it for you within less than a minute, and I'll send you the figure. All you have to do is refund me. Like, why do we have to talk again about this? Like, it's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I don't understand why we have to communicate again about this situation. Like, what on earth is that about? Also, guys, random one, I'm starting a newsletter. Now, call me old-fashioned. I think a newsletter is a cute and niche thing that no one's really doing. So, wait. People have unfollowed me. What the fuck? What? That's ridiculous. I was on 28.8k and I'm on 28.7k. I've literally lost followers. That's actually so rude. Okay, whatever. Who's ringing me? What was I saying? Yeah, I'm starting a newsletter. I thought it'd be fun to start a newsletter because sometimes when I post things on Instagram, it can hit the wrong audience pretty fast. And I know that some people, at least, like there is a very small group of people who found or still find my posts useful to the extent that like I'm transparent and I just share my lessons as I go. So I'm not like sharing this unrealistic thing. And I feel like hopefully I make people feel better about their own journey because I'm not just sharing bullshit. So that was like my whole main aim. And I have had a fair few DMs of people saying that they find my stuff useful and that I'm transparent and they're like thankful that I am. So like that's honestly the best thing in the world. So I was like, okay, why don't I create a newsletter? Obviously going to be free. I'm not going to charge people for that shit. And I just send out like a weekly newsletter to your email inbox and just give you like what lessons I've learned while trading this week, so that people can like learn from my mistakes, like follow my journey. Maybe they'll pick up on something that they're doing just from me identifying it myself. And I just thought it'd be like a nice space to share that with people who actually like probably care, because some people will follow me on Instagram and they don't really care about how I'm doing in terms of progressing in my trading journey, and they don't really care that much. But there is like the odd few people who like are actually interested and are learning themselves and are maybe at a like 2 steps behind me, you know, in my trading journey. Like maybe they've just got funded and they're working towards their first payout, so they could potentially learn something from someone who can relate a little bit more than someone who's made like tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars and like can't really remember what it was like to be in that position. So yeah, I'm just going to create a free newsletter and just send out like a weekly thing just summarizing what I've learned from trading that week. And things like that, and just share any useful resources and all that jazz that I find. Like if I watch a useful video, like I'll pop it in there. If I discover something about my personal emotions, then I'll pop it in there and maybe it'll apply to you. I don't know. Thought that it would be a fun thing to do. So yeah. Yeah, I didn't lose 100. I lost like 7 followers, but yeah. So to get access to the newsletter, I'm going to be like sending a link to my Discord and also posting it on my Instagram stories. I'll post it on my YouTube like wall, and I'll link it in the YouTube chat as well once it's ready. I've been working on that pretty much all morning, and it's coming together nicely. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. It's not going to be anything super fancy because obviously it's free and these things take time, but like I just thought it'd be a fun thing to do, to interact with people. So yeah. Do you spend time on other skills besides trading after you finish trading? Yeah, I do. Obviously, I spend time making content for my socials, like my YouTube channel or my Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I spend a little bit of time doing that. Some of the posts are actually way more time consuming than you would think if you've never if you've never done social media or like posted properly and like edited things and made reels and stuff. It takes way more time than you'd think. Like obviously it's fine because I enjoy doing it, so it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, it is time consuming and I'm really trying to grow my socials. Like that's my biggest aim at the moment. So yeah, I'm really trying to post quality over quantity. I think quantity works if you're someone like TJR, but for someone like me, I think people don't really want to see me like spam stupid shit. You know, they follow me because they want to just like watch my journey or they're interested in my trading. So yeah, I'm going for quality over quantity, just trying to post like actual good content that's useful. So that takes up a little bit of my time, but I'm also building a business at the moment. It's pretty close to launch, to be fair. It's not far off. It should be launching within the next few months. So I spend a lot of my time working on that as well. And then obviously I'm self-employed, so I have to do some work to like make money because, you know, trading is not bringing in the main income source at the moment. So yeah. Wait, I'm confused by some of these comments. Between 2:30, 3:30, the set is hidden, super obvious. What are you on about? Which zone can we enter? I don't know yet. I'm just waiting. I've got house songs in my head right now. Let me put a post on my Instagram story that I am live trading. Let me just post the link to the stream on the story. Oh, the way I feel about your love. Da, 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 da. Gotta find the link. Gotta find the link to my own live stream. Yeah. Copy link. Boom, 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 boom. Link. Paste. Live trading pre-market. Boom. Okay, done. Sorry, let me answer these. I've missed loads of chats. Do you still see yourself trading in 5 years, or would you rather be social media present? I want to do both 100%. I would never quit trading. I want to be like the most insane trader in 5 years. If I'm not like the best female trader in the world in 5 years, then I'm going to be pissed and something has gone completely wrong. You got to be delusional. You got to be delusional. I genuinely believe that I could become the best female trader in the world. Like, I genuinely believe that, and that is how delusional, batshit mental I am. But because I believe that, it will probably happen, because if you genuinely believe that you can do something, it usually happens. Key to manifestation. So yeah, I want to do both. I want to obviously build on socials, but that is 100% not my priority. My trading is my priority. But like a lot of people on social media would prefer to be social media famous than be a good trader, but mine is the complete opposite. I would rather have 5 followers but be an insane trader. I just like, that is my priority. Like, I started learning to trade before I even knew the trading social media space was a thing. And I genuinely mean that. You're gonna think I'm chatting shit, but I'm actually not. So when I was learning to trade, I didn't have any social media. I had it all deleted. I had like Instagram and TikTok deleted for like probably like a year. Like, I would download it every now and again to like comment on a post that my friend had posted or something, but that was about it. Like, I just didn't use social media because it's a distraction. The only reason I use it now is because it's a good income source. But if it wasn't, I would honestly have it deleted because it's so distracting. It messes with your dopamine, it messes with your discipline. So I had it deleted. I didn't even know that the social media like trading space was a thing. I'd never heard of TJR before I started posting. The only person I'd heard of was Tanya Trades and ICT. They were the 2 people that I knew of. I'd never heard of anybody else, to be honest. So yeah, as soon as I came on social media, I started learning of all the different people and who they are and things. But that was only when I started posting. So trading is the priority for sure. Social media is just like a nice thing, like an extra on the side. What is going on, guys? I'm really confused. by this chart. What is going on? There's no giveaway today, so if you're there for that, then I'd leave. Give her 2 wings and a ring at the top. What does that mean? What's the business? Spill the tea. I can't spill the tea right now, but it is trading related, but don't worry, I'm not bringing out some sort of like online back testing thing or any bullshit like that. Don't worry, I swear. I swear. Didn't TJR just come out as a fraud? Yeah, someone made a video about him, but I don't really know. I don't really know enough about TJR to understand that whole shebang. Like, I feel like it's pretty obvious that he's not going to be the best trader in the world because that guy, like, on his live streams is so fucking emotional. Like, that's your first trigger. Honestly, we need an all-British stream. Get you and... Who is that? I'm not even saying that out loud, but who is that? 11k subs. When did this happen? Honestly, it happened over the weekend. I don't even know. I just came back and I have another 1,000 followers. Like, it's crazy. Why is there like so many crazy people in this chat? I'm really confused. Kane as in Trader Kane? Miss Claudia, why didn't you answer me? What did you say? I didn't see it. AJ, I'm so confused. What is going on? What in the brain rot is going on? Damn, it's going up again. Going up. Oh, damn, we had SMT right here. We had SMT. Damn, this was kind of clean. Didn't even spot this. I didn't even spot this. Oh, damn. Yeah, that would have been clean. Na, 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 na. I have to see one more course, one more indicator being sold or affiliate codes from these so-called 150k per month traders with Lambos, I'll lose my mind. Yeah, valid. Even though I've got some affiliate codes on the screen, but... Hey Claudia, it's been 2 weeks since I've subscribed to your channel and I like how you trade and your discipline. Could you explain your trading model, please? Yeah, sure. So I basically trade pre-market because if you trade right after London session, your available targets are usually Asia high, Asia low, London low, and London high, or a combination of them, maybe 2 out of 4 or 3 out of 4 or whatever. So those are the targets that I'm looking for, and those targets, whichever are available, will determine my bias for the day. So let's say, so in this scenario, my bias would technically be bearish. On any other day, I would be bearish right now, and shorts would be the higher probability thing for me. But because we are at all-time highs, I am just by default looking for some sort of continuation longs. Now, my bias does not necessarily dictate whether I will just take longs or just take shorts. It completely depends on the scenario because I understand that price doesn't just move down. You know, it has to rebalance and continue down, rebalance, continue down, that type of thing. So I look for imbalanced ranges as well as sort of directional bias. So that's sort of how I dictate my bias. I use session profiles pretty heavily. I'll put those on the screen because they are actually really useful and they did actually really help me with bias. So let me just put these up. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot. I'm literally dying. Let me find. Maybe it's in here. Yes, it's here. So this is my session profiles that I like to use. If you want to take a screenshot, feel free and just go through the sessions and you can see these happen day after day. Like these 4 profiles happen all the time, just obviously slightly different variations, but you know, just having this as a basis is really, really useful, I think. So in the case of today, we would be looking for this New York reversal, which is why I am bearish, but we're at all-time highs, so I'd rather continuation longs because they just will be higher probability. So obviously in the case of today, we look for a consolidation in Asia session, a directional move in London session, and then we sweep London higher and reverse. That is your New York reversal profile, which you can see has happened here. We consolidated in Asia session, we opened and closed literally 7 points apart. So we consolidated, we moved up in London session, we moved up over 100 points. So my bias would be bearish after sweeping London high. But we were at all-time highs, so my bias is bearish for the session still, but I want to try and catch continuation longs because they are higher probability in the case that we just keep tanking higher, which, you know, is always a scenario when we're at all-time highs. So I just want to be on the better side of probability, really. So that's how I determine my bias. And then once I've determined my bias, to sort of look for an entry, I will try and take some sort of entry to or from a fib projection. So fib projections, I use them really heavily in my trading. So as you can see, I use this fib tool and I put the certain settings that I want on there to get this type of fib. So if you want to take a screenshot of the fib settings, feel free. These are the fib settings that I use to project price from certain price legs. So the way that fibs work is if I want to find the top of a bullish leg, I go to the bottom and I project the fib from the bottom, and that will dictate some potential areas where the top will be. If I want to find the bottom, I'll do the opposite. I'll go to the top of the bearish downtrend and I will project a leg from the top to try and find the bottom. So that's my fib settings. If you want to use those, feel free. So yeah, and then I will just try and find trades, rejections from certain fib levels. So you can see in this trade here, negative 2.5 and negative 4, by the way, they are the most highest probability areas where price will reject from. Obviously it's kind of discretionary with the actual fibs and where to draw them and things. But you can see here 2.5 played out really well for this retrace, and then we just banked higher. So yeah. Drawn out this manipulation leg. I'm not from London, no. I do like Lucid, I just don't have a code with them right now. I might do in the future. Claudia, I want to miss a day of trading today and spend time with family, but I feel so much FOMO I'll miss something. So if you want to spend a day with family, this is the day to do it when you feel like you want to do that. Because if you trade and you take a loss today, all your mind will be thinking is, I could have spent time with family today, but instead I forced myself to trade. I can't take a day off the charts. I'm addicted to trading and I took a loss on my account. If you took a win, then you'll say, oh, it was so worth it for me to trade today rather than spend time with my family. I'm going to make this a habit now. This feels good to not spend time with my family for win on the charts and get my dopamine hit, you know? Being addicted to trading is something that I was like really bad for. I'm still not great for it. I struggle to go throughout a day without taking a trade, even if there's not a valid setup there. That's something I'm really trying to work on. But you have to remind yourself that the whole plan to learn trading is to have the freedom. And obviously, if you're not there yet with the trading, yeah, you shouldn't be like spending time sitting on your ass doing nothing. But family comes first over everything. Like, life can change like that and you can lose a family member tomorrow. Imagine if you spent your time on the charts today when you vouched to yourself that you would spend time with family, and then tomorrow one of your family members has to go into hospital and they're on life support. All of a sudden, boom, you would really feel like a piece of shit and you would regret it. I just came to troll after Leo told me about you, but I need to sleep as I'm on hour 22 of being awake. Good luck, Claudia. Who's Leo? No, I'm not from London. I'm really trying to learn standard deviation and OTE, but I'm not sure I'm marking it out properly. So marking it out correctly, there's no like correct way to do it. The usual way I try and do it is I will find areas where price is already rejected. So I still have this leg here because price rejected from negative 2.5. So if it comes up here, it could play off negative 4, right? Exactly. All-time highs is also like difficult conditions to trade anyway. If you're going to miss any day, it's going to be today. I am going to have to open this window. I am actually dying. I'm dying. I'm just gonna have to pray that no flies come in. I'm gonna have to pray. These are my fib settings if you want to copy them. Oh no, that's my OTE settings. These are my projection settings. You want to steal those? No single me. Oh, I'm kind of mad I didn't catch these longs up to here. They were actually really clean. But I don't know whether I would have trusted them so much because we are still imbalanced below us, which is not my favorite thing in the world. How did you close the gap of optimal strategy performance and your own performance? I struggle with execution congruency a lot. While the system possesses edge, my execution doesn't. How to fix? I don't even know whether I'm qualified to help you with that because I feel that I'm struggling with the same. One thing that does help me, I don't know what you mean. Do you mean in terms of you in back testing you can execute and you have a good win rate, but when you come to the charts, that win rate like splits in half? Or do you mean that you just can't find a system that works for you? What are they based on? I have current settings, but they don't mark out as many levels. To be honest, I'm kind of tempted to turn off like the 3 and 3.25 and 3.5, but I just don't want there to be a gap in here because then it would annoy me. But I don't really use them in my analysis. I just don't want there to be a gap here. But I see rejections from this area, and I often like to draw out those types of zones from anywhere between 2 and 2.5, and then -4. So -4 and 2.5, they are the most high probability spots to see reversal I've found. from my experience. So I would recommend just having those on your fib projection and just seeing whether you see price respect them a lot, because I see it all the time where price plays, because you can see it in this scenario here. So we came down from Asia high, we rejected off this negative 2.5 here, we put in SMT and rejected off this -4, and that formed us the low. So this is a 5-minute OTE leg and then a 1-minute. You can see that a little better here. You can see we played off 2.5 and then we played off -4. Honestly, if we get a rejection from this -4, like shorts would be so clean, but I just think shorting all-time highs is fucking stupid. So it'll be kind of sad if it plays out, but I just have to wait for the longs. Good morning. I tend to talk myself out of valid trades and then end up forcing trades that are more low quality. Like, my biggest issue is just waiting for the most obvious A+ setups, and I can't get over that. Honestly, I am struggling with the same sort of thing. I used to really struggle with hesitation in trades. This is something that I struggled with for a few months consecutively towards the end of last year. There was like a full month where I think I took like 2 valid trades because I would just hesitate. If I would hesitate, I would not have the confidence to execute. I would see the trade playing out my way, how I thought it would, and then I would enter late, get stopped out because my entry is now like 10 points higher than it should have been, you know? And that happened just over and over and over again. I think it was just until the point that I'd done it too many times and I was so freaking frustrated with myself for just hesitating on trades. So basically the way I snapped out of that, honestly, if you're hesitating with trades due to lack of confidence, one of my friends, Xander, he was literally like, as soon as you see some displacement, just click buy. Like, I was so scared of the idea of losing trades, but I was just losing over and over and over again. So he was like, just click the button, just get over that fear, get over that hesitation, just literally just click it. Do it on a demo account if you really have to, if you don't want to lose any evals or whatever, but literally just click and see what happens and just get over that fear. And this is something that ICT has said before. He said that when you come into the day, just trade 1 micro, test the waters, place 1 micro, see what happens, leave it on for a few seconds, test the waters and close the trade. Then you've got over that like initial fear, you know? Would you say the -4 from the current high played or no? What do you mean? I'm confused. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. If my bias is bullish, then how can I be sure if there is higher time frame fair value gap against it that this trade is a high probability or gets stopped out that is critical part? How do you deal with that? That's just something you have to backtest yourself and have as part of your model. So you could have a rule within your model that I can take this entry setup when it presents, but I have to be break even by the time. So let's say, obviously we're at all-time highs, so this isn't realistic, but let's say to the left of us here, we have literally got a bearish fair value gap right here. So this is my bearish fair value gap. I'm drawing that out. We'll even label it bearish fair value gap, right? This is an hourly bearish fair value gap. And price is coming up into here. I take my entry right here. I want to take longs right here. Okay, I want to take my longs. stop loss right here. I'm trading up into this bearish fair value gap. My full TP is all the way up here. Then you say that your break-even point is when you tap into that gap. Break even. If you're not sure whether price is going to trade through this bearish fair value gap and get through it, or whether it's going to reverse there, then just make sure you're break even by the time we hit it. And if that break even point is too close to your entry, like in this case that I've drawn out, like that would be literally going break even at 0.5R, and it's probably not a high quality setup anyway, because that is giving my trade literally no room to breathe. Like, yeah, I technically could still take it and have a stab at it, whatever, but it's giving my trade literally no room to breathe. It's probably going to get stopped at break even right there, because we're literally 0.5R going break even. But let's say I took the longs, you know, here, you know, my stop loss is below this gap. I'm targeting up here, then going break even here would be great. I'd be like up 2.5R and I'm going break even, like that's great. So I would say if you're unsure whether price will reverse inside a higher time frame gap, then just make sure you're break even before it hits the gap. And if it's too close to your entry point, then it's not a high quality setup anyways. Hello, fellow homeowner. Just a few questions. How are you? Any trades this week? When are you moving into your new home? Hello. I am great, thank you. It's super hot in my office. Got a nice heat wave going on in the UK. I took one loss yesterday. It was just such a stupid loss. So I was saying before at the start of the stream that I'm really working on just taking one trade per day, and that is a new rule that I'm implementing because I find myself just taking shitty setups because in the back of my mind I'm like, oh, if this loses it doesn't matter because I have another trade available for the day, which is not the mindset at all. So I'm just forcing myself to take one trade per day, make sure it's a good setup, it's an A+ setup, so that it prevents me from taking shitty trades. So yeah, when am I moving into my new home? I'm honestly not sure. We've had a few complications with things, so I'm just trying to figure that out. It's been pretty stressful over the weekend and things, but hopefully it should be all sorted this week. I'll keep you updated. I don't want to go into too much detail because it's honestly just like, it annoys me and I need to be in a good, calm state for when I'm looking at the charts. So yeah, hopefully should be all sorted though. Yeah, there is a lot of Discord scammers. If you do join my free Discord community, please just beware. You will probably get requested or DM'd by a scammer with a name similar to mine. And for that reason, I just don't DM anyone first on Discord just to prevent people getting scammed and things. So if you do receive a DM or a friend request, it's not me. I don't request anyone or DM anyone on Discord literally because of this. So yeah. We got some crazy SMT going on right here. Okay, that's -4 hit. We get a push down from here. It'd be such a nice trade, but I'm not going to take it because of all-time highs, but it just would be so nice. Doesn't seem to be respecting that, really. Yeah, I do have a significant delay. It's really annoying. I don't know how to fix it. No way. Very irritating. If you don't mind me asking, could you show me what catches your eye to make you want to draw a fib and have a target? Yeah, sure. So here, it's basically, it depends what kind of trend we're in. So don't overcomplicate it. right here, I see that we are in an uptrend. Like, we're heading higher, we're making higher highs. So I want to try and figure out where I think the top is, just for my own interest. So I'm drawing fibs from the bottom here that make sense. Okay, that -4 is not being respected whatsoever. So I'm going to get rid of that fib. And as soon as I see it disrespect -4, I'm deleting the fib. So usually I'm just drawing out different fibs. And if I can see price reacting from like -1, from -2, from -2.5, then that's a good fib for me to keep onto my chart. So I can see from this fib right here, this is a manipulation fib, which I draw from wick to body, and I draw that to the left. So as you can see, it's from swing low to swing high, but I draw it from the low to the body, and that's how I draw manipulation legs. And you can see that this 2.5 very nearly played. Don't be too fussy with it. If it's 1 point below, it's still fine. I still class it as playing. And we did push down from there. And now we've pushed up, so I would try and watch out for -4. Oftentimes, if price rejects from -2.5, but then continues higher, price will sometimes respect -4. So I would watch out for that too. But in these conditions, I wouldn't bet on it for shorts, to be honest. I'm just waiting for some sort of longs, hopefully. I want us to rebalance. We're really imbalanced right now, so that's what I'm betting on, for us to come down and sweep out all this low resistance sell side, and then to catch some sort of continuation longs. That's what I'm hoping for, but I want to start seeing some sort of push down around now, so that we will get the setup before what am I even saying? Before 9:30. Okay, so let's say -4 at the all-time high you just marked. Is that when you would look for the long? No, so we are in a super premium right here. We are super, super premium. So I think up here is not a good place to try and long from, in my opinion. I am potentially, I'm just marking this out just for my own interest, just to see if it plays out, because it's extra data to add to my notes and things. So I'm constantly just drawing fibs to see, just to try and make sense of why price might be reversing from a specific spot. Because we're at all-time highs, around this area, I'd be looking for shorts usually. But we're at all-time highs. I'm not looking for shorts today. I'm waiting for some sort of long continuation. This whole range below us is imbalanced. This OTE range I've marked out, you can see the 0.5, the 0.618, etc. This whole range is imbalanced. And what do I mean by imbalanced? An imbalanced range is basically where we never retrace to 0.5 from a low to a high. So if I start drawing from this swing low to this swing high, we never retrace to 0.5 within that range. If I move it up, we didn't retrace to 0.5. If I move it up to this high, we never came down to 0.5. So I'm keep dragging this out. I'm dragging. After this point, did we retrace to 0.5? No, we didn't. Okay, we created a new high. I'm dragging. Did we come down to 0.5? No, we didn't. I'm dragging. So now we have this full imbalance range below us, which is my potential area to take continuation longs from, because I don't want to be longing in a premium. You want to long in a discount. I want to buy when the price is discounted. So I'm waiting for us to rebalance below 0.5, and then I'm trying to find an entry in this area after we are rebalanced, because this whole range is unbalanced below. And that's why I think shorts could play out, because the whole range is imbalanced. We've swept out London high. So it would make sense for shorts right now, but I'm not taking shorts because they are not high probability at all-time highs. I would forward test the shorts, definitely. But yeah, as I said, not going to be taking any sort of shorts today. I'll forward test them, see if they occur. I think shorts any other day would be higher probability than longs in this situation for me because of the session profile. Like I said before, this session profile to me is showing a New York reversal, which we have consolidation in Asia, directional move up in London session. We sweep out London high. I'm expecting a reversal to London low. Any other day I would expect that, but I'm adapting to the conditions. I'm adapting to all-time highs. So I am waiting for continuation longs. I'm waiting for us to rebalance back into this area, sweep out this low resistance sell side, and then trying to catch some sort of continuation because, you know, higher time frame, we're bullish. We're probably going to continue higher until I'm told otherwise. I'm not picking tops and bottoms. We're at all-time highs. Until I'm told otherwise, we're continuing higher. I'm bullish on the higher time frame, trying to catch those continuation longs. I'm waiting for the setup. If the setup doesn't occur today, then that's fine. I'll take no trade. But this is just how patient I'm trying to be, especially because we're at all-time highs. I'm waiting for the highest quality setup of the day, which is going to be longs because we're at all-time highs. We're bullish. We're super bullish. We've just hit 30,000 on the NASDAQ. And if that setup doesn't present, then I'm completely okay with that. I have one setup of the day. I want to wait for something A+. If something A+ doesn't present, that's absolutely fine. There is infinite more trading days. I'll come back tomorrow and I'm sure I'll find something. Or if I don't, I'll come back the day after and I'm sure I'll find something. So yeah. Claudia, do you have a video on TradeZella? I'm thinking about using it. I don't have a YouTube video on it. I have a video coming out today actually about their new AI feature, which is really cool. So that's going to be on my Instagram. So that kind of breaks down how to use the AI. But if you guys would be interested in like just a general TradeZella tutorial, I'd be happy to do that. I have done, I've done a TradeZella webinar before. You'll be able to find that in my previous live streams on my YouTube channel. Obviously, you can skip through, but I just basically talk through all of the features on TradeZella and just how I like to use it. So I did like a webinar on it on my YouTube channel. So it'll be in my past live streams if you want to watch that. Maybe Alan could find the link to that. That would be helpful if you could find the link to my TradeZella webinar. I trade prop accounts. One pair or 3 or 4, which you recommend. Well, I don't trade pairs. I trade index futures. Pairs usually references forex, but I like to trade NQ and ES. I trade both, but I just prefer to trade these because they are correlating assets. I think you should stick to one asset or maybe 2 if they're correlating. The only time I will trade ES is if there's SMT and ES is stronger in the direction that I want to take a trade in. That's the only time I'll trade ES. Otherwise, I'll just trade NQ. Just because it's higher probability to trade with the asset that is stronger in the direction that you're trying to trade in. So they're pretty uncorrelated right now, though, I'm not going to lie. I'm looking for continuation longs after we rebalance. If ES rebalances and NQ doesn't, then that's fine. I would still look for the continuation. Looks more likely that ES is going to rebalance, and then maybe NQ won't, because NQ, like, I could just assume then if that happens and we see the setup, then I can assume, okay, NQ is really bullish. I want to buy on NQ. As long as one of the assets rebalances, that's fine for me to take a trade. So, yeah. Let's draw out some fibs on ES right now. Whoever there's anything clean. I have 2.5 lining up nicely with 0.618, which is pretty clean. Let's draw out the OTE fib right there. Do that one. And I think this one's cleaner. Yeah, ES looks way more likely to rebalance the range, but they are super uncorrelated right now, so I would like them to get back in sync with each other, because when they are uncorrelated, it can often indicate high resistance conditions, so I would rather sit out until they are back correlated with each other. Sometimes I will look at YM just for reference, because usually the case with correlation between NQ, ES, and YM is that if NQ is the most bullish asset, YM will be the most bearish asset, and ES will be in the middle somewhere. So it's nice to try and understand the bias just incorporating YM, because if we are bullish, if NQ is super bullish, YM is going to be the weakest asset of all of them, and ES is going to be somewhere in the middle usually. So I use it sometimes for extra confluence, but not really. Sometimes it confuses me more than anything, to be honest. My next question, when you draw what you just drew to see if it retraced to 0.5 or not, did what mark were you marking the high with? 0. Oh, I get you. Yeah, so my low is 1 and my high is 0, and then I have 0.5, 0.618, 0.705, 0.79. So I have my OTE area in here because I usually like having those in here, because if I can see a fib from the top, so like I did with ES, if I see a fib like 2.5 lining up with 0.618, that's really high probability, because we have the highest probability fib projection lining up with the golden pocket, or 0.618. So that's really high probability, like, rejection area for me. So I just like to see, are there any fib projections lining up with this imbalanced OTE area? Because that's really high probability for where price could potentially continue higher. It's so weird. They are so unbelievably uncorrelated right now. I hate it when this happens. Okay, we're coming up to this -4. Let's see whether we get any sort of rejection from there. We get the rejection from there, it's so clean. Like, I would be so tempted to take it on an eval, but all-time highs is just not it for shorts. But these shorts just look clean if we reject from that -4 nicely. Are you using a single model? If yes, when are you going to use multiple models, and which ones? I use the same sort of concepts and things within my model, but I have 3 different entry criteria, I guess, for different scenarios, or maybe 4 now. Honestly, like, I'm constantly updating my my trading notes just from when I'm studying. I'm constantly like adapting, adding scenarios, adding extra rules, removing rules, that type of thing. I'm constantly adapting at the moment. I've only been trading this strategy around 3-4 months, so I still have a lot of adaptations to add for sure. Because you learn as you go, right? You honestly do. You learn as you trade, you learn as you take losses, you learn as you study old charts, things like that, so. If we're gonna come up to this -4. What your family thinks when you just started your trading career? They didn't really understand it, so I guess it's different if they really don't get it, because they don't really have anything to be mad about because they don't get it. Obviously they weren't the happiest when I quit my full-time engineering job, but you know, I had the finances to prove that, you know, I'd be fine without the job and I could always go back. And it's not what I wanted to do forever anyway. It's just not my passion. Engineering's not my passion. It's not something I particularly enjoyed as much as other people who work there. Like, some engineers are just in their element at work. Like, they just fucking love it. And it's just not my thing where I'm in my element. I'm not passionate about it, really. So, I obviously left my engineering job, not because I can like finance myself through trading yet. It's just through my other like businesses, I guess. So I'm self-employed now. They weren't the happiest when I left my job, but in terms of the trading thing, they thought it was cool. They just don't understand it. They don't know a lot about it, I guess. Yeah, it's tough to trade days like this, for sure, especially when the assets are so out of line. Decoupled, that's the word that that was in my head, but like in the back of my brain, that I just couldn't find. When you use Fibonacci's, do you still have to go into settings and set how many lines or candles? I did not ask that question. My microphone picked up something off of the TV. Oh, okay. Hi Claudia, could you please tell me why you decided not to open a short position on the S&P 500? The price peak was visible on 2 Fibonacci grids. I just find it higher probability at all-time highs to wait for some sort of longs to present, and if the longs don't present, then I just don't trade. I just think shorting all-time highs is something that I've done before, and sometimes it plays out, but more times than not, it doesn't. So. I want to understand why ES rejected at that level that it did reject from. Oh, we had the -4 right there, held for a short while. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, it's boiling. Good morning, Andrew. Not offending you, but I don't understand how kids who can go to college take courses that they don't even want to do. So this is the thing. I enjoyed engineering at university. Engineering at university is a lot of maths, which I enjoy. I'm pretty good at maths. It's physics. I like physics. I studied chemical engineering for a year, so I enjoyed chemistry in school. I enjoyed the chemistry. It was the practical side of things that I just didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy physically doing things. A lot of my work at my engineering job was on the computer, which I much preferred. I much preferred the theoretical side of engineering rather than actually doing things. I just didn't like it. But you don't get to really experience that until you're on the job, to be honest. Like, you do the odd group project at university, which doesn't reflect what it's like in a job whatsoever. So I didn't know. I was like, I enjoyed the maths, I enjoyed my course, you know, I'll enjoy the job, but that just wasn't the case whatsoever. An engineering job is very, very, very different to studying engineering in university, to be honest. But that's not to say at my job I wasn't happy. Like, I enjoyed it enough to be happy. Like, it's not like I turned up every day and I just hated everything. Not like I hated my life or anything like that. It was never to that extent. It's just like I know it's not my passion. Like, I know, because when I know that when I'm on the charts and when I'm creating social media content and when I'm working on my own business and I'm doing all that stuff, like, I know that just the type of person I am, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to work for myself. I want to trade. Like, I literally fucking love trading. It's so much fun. Like, that's what I was meant for, but I didn't know about any of this until you actually just throw yourself in the deep end and start giving it a go. So, yeah. Tough to disappoint your parents, but I can tell you from personal experience, as an old man, you need to live the life you want and not live for someone else's expectations. Yeah, exactly. And like, my parents were never mad about it because they were never the ones who pushed me into engineering anyway. I just sort of fell into engineering because, to be honest, in school, if you're good at maths and physics, like, your teachers will push you into engineering. That's just generally what happens. So yeah, I just kind of fell into engineering. Like, none of my family are engineers. They'd not push me into that whatsoever. It just kind of happened. So, yeah. Since when do you know about trading? I don't know, honestly. I've been studying charts for a few years, but I've only been trading consistently for just over a year. Not consistently, like, profitably, but just, like, actually showing up the charts every day. Can you say bottle of water? There you go. Enjoying maths is crazy work. Props to you. How has maths translated to the markets? I think it's helped and also not helped. I think being academic and, like, enjoying school and enjoying maths and all that type of jazz helps to some extent with trading, but not as much as you would think. I've kind of found it as more of a disadvantage because with math, there is always one correct answer. There is one way to solve an equation, usually. Sometimes there might be a few different pathways to get there, but they're very structured. And if you know how to solve one equation, you know how to solve all of the same types of equations, right? Like, if you learn how to solve a quadratic equation, if you know how to solve one of them, you can solve pretty much every single combination, you know, until you start adding more variables in there and things. But it's very structural. There's kind of one correct answer and that's it. But that's the way my brain works. So when I came into trading, having that sort of perspective on how things work did put me at a disadvantage because I would try and make things very mechanical and try and find one mechanical way to approach trading. And I'm going to be honest, I don't believe in mechanical trading unless you are a quant trader and you have literally, like, studied computer science. You have written that, like, hundreds and thousands of lines of code to create an automated system. I don't believe in mechanical trading. I do not believe that you can show up to the charts every single day and do the exact same thing and it will be profitable. If it was that easy, everyone would do it. So I just don't believe in mechanical models because I've tried them myself and I haven't been able to make it work. And I can follow a system, you know, like, pretty much anyone with more than 5 brain cells can follow a system. And if you know any sort of knowledge, you know what a fair value gap is, you know what an inversion fair value gap is, you know what SMT is, you can follow a mechanical system and you'll find out pretty quickly that most of the ones on YouTube don't work. Maybe the odd person has a mechanical system that actually works, but there will also just be some level of discretion in there, which is why when someone advertises their mechanical model, like, it pisses me off because it's not mechanical. You have discretion in your model and that's why it works. This stuff is just, like, This is tough conditions to trade. Being patient today is definitely the best idea. Looks like ES may come and rebalance though. Which is interesting. Very well spoken and educated individual. Thank you so much. I've been trading like every single day, like showing up to the charts every single day for probably a year and 2 months, maybe. Yeah, college was fun. We call it university, yeah, but yeah, college was fun. But yeah, as soon as I got to work, it just wasn't. Like, it wasn't bad. But I think in engineering as well, for me, I think what makes a job way more fun and bearable is if you have good friends there. And I really I had friends at my engineering job. Like, it's not like I was on my own, but I really struggled to find people who like I would be friends with outside of work. You know what I mean? Like, I just had work friends who I probably wouldn't really necessarily be friends with outside of work. Maybe the odd one or two I potentially would, but you know, I found it hard. A lot of people I just couldn't relate to. I just couldn't vibe with many people, so that made it more difficult as well. Sure, parents are like that. As one, I try my best to prepare my daughter for the world, but we parents are a protective bunch and think we know best. Yeah, I agree with that. I completely understand everything you're saying. That's why I believe the last 4 years of high school should be shown people what work is out there in the world and what it's really like. Yeah, exactly. Like, in high school, you get told nothing. You get shown nothing. Like, especially because since I've left my job, you know, like, I've been having to do my own taxes and things like that. And obviously I'm buying a house, so I have to figure out a mortgage and solicitors and surveyors. And like, why don't you get told any of this in school? Like, I thought school is preparing you for life, but no, school is preparing you for your 9 to 5. School is not preparing you for life in general. Like, why am I learning on the job? Like, on the job, why am I learning like, oh, you have to pay like thousands of pounds for a solicitor to get a mortgage to buy a house? Like, a large majority of people who go to school are probably going to want to buy a house someday, you know? Like, a large majority. Like, why are we not taught that? It's so stupid. Like, the whole school system makes no sense to me. It's literally just preparation to work a 9 to 5, you know? That's it. They don't prepare for any other paths of life. Very relatable. I am currently a mechanical engineer and hate my job. Trading is very interesting to me, but I want to use it as funding for what I really want to do in life. I love that. I was an electromechanical engineer. That was the job that I ended up going into. And yeah, I didn't mind it. It wasn't awful, but I just find like the whole structure of engineering and the jobs is just like ridiculous. Like, in our case anyway, there were people in higher positions who knew less about engineering, which just makes zero sense because they are giving orders to these people who have worked for 40 years. They have 40 years of knowledge, and these people who've just like studied management at university are now managing them and telling them what to do. Like, it just makes zero sense. Like, the whole thing just made zero sense to me. But yeah. Not just a matter of the model's mechanics, you have to know where and when to implement it. Well, yeah, of course, but oftentimes in these YouTube videos which advertise their model as mechanic, they'll tell you pretty much when to use it. They'll give you a time range every single day of when this exact thing will show up and when you take it, and it's just bullshit. Yeah, I do sometimes trade ES rather than NQ, but that's like, for example, today, if I was going to take longs, I would take the longs on NQ because NQ is evidently more bullish than ES. But if I wanted to take shorts, I'd be shorting on ES because ES is way weaker than NQ. So, yeah. I like Alpha Futures. I think Tradeify and Lucid are good as well. be more into music and stuff and not them. Yeah, I guess well, the thing is about me is like I have weird hobbies compared to like how I portray myself. I don't know how to explain it. Like a lot of people are shocked when I tell them that I do day trading, or when I told them I was an engineer, a lot of people are shocked because of like the way I look. But like the way I look, like it's not a stereotype. Like it is a reflection of like the kind of person I am. Like I love pink. I love shopping. I love like literally every girly thing, every basic white girl thing that you can know, I will probably enjoy doing or will enjoy buying. Like I am like such a basic white girl, but who has just found herself in engineering, or I found myself in day trading. So I guess it's like my own fault because I'm kind of a niche character, I feel. Because a lot of basic white girls, like the basic white girl job is like marketing, isn't it? Like that's not even me being a prick, like it just is. Like marketing or I don't know, hair and beauty or something along them lines. Like I have the same interests as those girls, but I found myself in engineering, so it just like it didn't match. Like a lot of the people I met at my engineering job, like they like at the weekends they would like do Lego and shit. I don't know. Like they do Lego, whereas on the weekends, like I will go. Like my ideal day in a weekend is to go to Starbucks for an iced coffee and maybe a cinnamon bun if I'm feeling it, and then go shopping and like spend all of my money on clothes, not even materialistic items. Like I just love buying and styling clothes. Like that makes me so unbelievably happy. And then I would go on like a hike and then cook like a really healthy dinner. And like their ideal day would be to stay inside, probably not leave their house, do like Lego, maybe go on play like video games all day. And like I'm not against video games, but I'm not too into them. Like I play Minecraft, as you all know, but like I don't have much knowledge on video games. So that was like my only bonding point really, was Minecraft, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, it was tough. I'm from the northwest of the UK. I can't fix the delay. I have no idea how to do that. I was, yeah, Amani or Aman, I was. I'm exactly in the same situation as you are, lol, except I study computer science. Yeah, it's tough. I feel in the least rude way possible, I felt that I had more normal hobbies and a more normal outlook to life than they did. Because a lot of the times, people who go into engineering are like the kids in the class who are super introverted and shy and super smart, like nerds. Whereas that wasn't really me. Like, I'm super extroverted. As you probably know, I don't really shut up. I could talk to an orange about an apple. Don't get me started about that. You weren't here for that on stream. You've really missed out. I pretended to be an apple talking to an orange. So yeah, I just felt like I didn't have a lot in common with them because I just have more, not normal, but more stereotypical interests. Like, if you get a class of 30 kids in high school, like, I would share more interest with the majority of the class than they would. You know what I mean? I have had my coffee today. School in the government don't teach you how to make money. They teach you how to just be a slave, basically work for cheap money and bust your butt, don't achieve anything. Yeah, this is the other thing as well. You get sold the dream at high school that if you become an engineer or you become a lawyer or whatever, you'll make so much money. It was such bullshit. Like, these people who had worked at my engineering jobs for years and years and years, like, they weren't even like well off. Like, and I'd been sold the dream, and they were like super skilled engineers, you know? Like, just bullshit. They just sell you the dream. Change your YouTube studio latency settings to ultra low latency for a lower delay. How do I do that then? It's on normal latency. Oh, maybe I can change that before starting the live. Okay, I'm gonna do that for tomorrow. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it for tomorrow. Alan, please remind me, because I'm rubbish. I usually go live at 6:30 a.m. EST, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, that's what I'm also thinking. We can consolidate here on NQ and manipulate lower. That would be really nice. Honestly, I would like that. I think that would be clean. That would be clean. We've also rebalanced on ES, so, you know, the shorts, the longs even, could be an option right here. Could be an option. We have some relatively cool lows right here. I don't really use fair value gaps. I like to take unfilled fair value gaps into account because they're good draws on liquidity or just good to note for bias. But look how like decoupled these two assets are now, though. Like, that's kind of scary. Would really like to see a decent push from NQ. Otherwise, I'm not getting involved. No, my time that I set my charts to is always New York time, so it's UTC -4. I always have my charts in New York time no matter what. So, yeah. Yeah, I can imagine why I'm being super weak. Yes, let's get this nice push down. This is fantastic. Fan-bloody-tastic. Damn, we missed that -4. We were so close. Let's see if we even get a push up from this -2.5. How much have you taken out as payout so far in total? How much do you average monthly? Asking so far, invested around 10k in futures challenges and taken a payout of only $1,800. I am on eval right now. I have only had one payout. So if you're new here, like, I will always repeat that. I'm not hiding that. It's not something that I am lying about. I just like live trading because the community is cool. I'm still trying to gain consistency myself, working on it slowly. Slowly we're seeing the progress, but yeah, still working on consistency myself. I've only had one payout of like 1.5k, 1.6k, something like that. But to be fair, I didn't spend a lot on evals. I tallied up all of my evals that I ever traded on, and I would be net profitable by now. I think the total eval cost came to like, it was less than $1,000 actually, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, we would be net positive, but yeah, I'm not consistent yet whatsoever. Let's see if we can, okay, we didn't even get a bounce at this 2.5, so I'm now gonna draw this OTE, see whether we get a bounce here. Oh, we have -4 lining up with true day open. Okay, that's super nice. I love that. I love that. That's really clean. My bias is bearish right now, for like session profile wise, but I'm waiting for longs because we are at all-time highs, so we could honestly just continue tanking higher. But any other day I would be bearish. But right now I am bullish. I am super bullish. Wow, I literally missed that -4 by like a couple points. That is crazy. Okay, we're getting a bounce at this 2.5. This is nice. Nice. I'm not ignoring your question. I'm really not. I'm like trying to look at my charts but also answer questions, and there is quite a lot of questions. How long have you been trading? I've already answered that question, but yeah, I have been trading for around a year, maybe a little bit more. Did you take your payout directly into bank or crypto wallet? I just took it into my bank. I ain't trying to mess around with crypto because the thing is with taking the payout with crypto is I would have to spend it through crypto to avoid the tax anyway, and like there's really not many methods in which I could spend the crypto, so. ES looks super clean. Reverse at this -4 right here. Around this area. That is pretty close proximity to London though, so it wouldn't be the most ideal thing, but yeah. When we see that lining up with that, that's really, really, really nice. Do you use midnight opening range fib extensions? I don't even know what that is. Sounds cool though, maybe I should. Does Hannah still trade? She hasn't been trading for the last month or two, maybe a little longer, because she is in final year of university. She has just finished uni. She finished last week, so she's been celebrating. But yeah, she's going to be locking back in within the next couple weeks. She's just having a bit of time off. Like, she nearly went mad finishing her university degree, genuinely. I do have an X account. My X account is just Claudia Trades. I won't wait for the open. I'll enter if the setup looks good, honestly. Oh, the setup on we can get a manipulation. This gap and then longs, it just looks so nice. I just don't like the fact that they're decoupled, because I would obviously want to trade NQ. It's more bullish, but I just don't think NQ looks as clean as ES. So yeah, I have midnight marked out on my charts, but I don't use like whatever that person said. They said, do you use midnight opening range fib extensions? I don't use that. I don't know what that is, but I have true day. It's called true day open, but that is midnight open on there. Guys, I'm fucking boiling. It's so hot in this office. I'm going straight home after this stream because I'm absolutely dying in here. It is bloody boiling. I also do trade ES, but I just don't tend to execute on ES as much. I don't know why. I'm like in two minds in these market conditions. I'm like, the setup looks clean on ES, and I'd rather trade ES, but NQ is just so much stronger, so it makes sense to trade the stronger asset. You know what I mean? I think I would just take the execution, which made sense on ES, but take it on NQ. I just think that that makes the most sense. But then I would technically be trading in a premium on NQ, but I've not found it matter too much as long as ES is rebalanced, because then you basically have SMT at the rebalance. I think that might be source. That might be hidden source. I kind of need to look into that. SMT, rebalance SMT. I just followed you. Have you ever jumped into the RU spaces? My boy Kit runs it. Is he ICT Concepts? I think I have before. Michael jumps in there all the time now. Oh yeah, I have briefly before, I think. I haven't listened to a full one though, I don't think. Can't be hotter than Saudi. Yeah, it probably isn't anywhere near as hot, but it's just our buildings are just not built for heat whatsoever because it's usually cold here. So when it's hot, like inside, it's just so unbearable. Like I'm so tired today because I sleep so bad when it, like on the odd occasion it's warm here, because like my bedroom last night was 30 degrees Celsius. Like I'm just sleeping in 30 degrees Celsius. It's so horrible. And the temperature you're meant to sleep in is like 17 degrees. Or 18, I think it is. Oh. 360 watching and 160 likes. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream so far, please make sure to hit the like button. It really helps me out. Yeah, I think I have joined the space before. I usually listen to ICT's Twitter spaces like on Spotify. I think he's called Drunk Monkey, re-uploads them, and I think one of them was on there. Midnight opening range is the high and low of time-based 12 to 12:30 a.m. range. We project that range higher and lower, and algorithm uses it as support and resistance throughout the day. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. Thanks for that. Do you rent out an office just for trading, or do you use it for data analysis jobs as well? I use it for just all of my work. I just like having a space, especially because I still live with my parents right now. It's just nice to have a space where I can come and work and then just go home and chill, you know? It's hard to work from home when you live with your family. It gets a bit chaotic. What is going on? What is going on? Na, 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 na. See, I like the heat, but just not in this, just not inside. Not inside right now. Really not the nicest. I don't understand. Why do I stress that? So I'm just gonna listen to Ivan's bias video.
Today's 6, we're going to be going over our daily bias. As we can see, Asia session had consolidated. We have taken out Asia low. We have manipulated in London session. We have taken the London manipulation. It ends up giving us -2.5. It ends up giving us -4, which we ended up rejecting off of here right now. So I'll see if we get some kind of bearish move down lower. I like this structure that formed here. Got this high down to this low, this OTE, now giving us these targets where the market should now sell off to. Until the market gets to these targets, we're going to be looking for shorts. Once it gets there, we can still look for longs, but if it ends up breaking down through this entire thing, then obviously we're going to be bearish. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions.
Right. Okay. Interesting. See, Ivan still will take a short, as he does not give a fuck. But that scares me a little bit. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Got a bit of Amy Winehouse stuck in my head right now. We love Amy Winehouse. She's brilliant. Well, she was. I don't understand. Da-da-da-da-da. Dun, 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 dun. No, it's an inevitable withdrawal. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm 22. I just turned 22 1 month ago. Guys, I'm going on holiday in under 3 weeks. I'm so excited. I'm going on a girls' holiday. It's gonna be so fun. I can't wait. You saying AJ Trades was funded 1.7 billion was funny. He might as well be funded 1.7 billion. Bro just takes 10 million wins in a day and then like, yeah, I'll probably be done for the day now. I'm like, yeah, I should fucking think so. After your 5 billion wins. Jokes, I'm just a little tiny bit jealous, but not that much. You can tell. Guys, I'm so hot. I'm roasting away. I feel like a pig on a hog roast. I feel like this is what the pig feels like right now when they're just rotating around on that stick. That's what I feel like right now. Let me get rid of this stupid arrow. This chat low-key ain't it today. Why? Did someone say something mean? I'm Taurus. Happy belated birthday, thank you. I'm only exactly twice your age. That's funny. That's funny. You're so old. No, I don't have any aircon. I'm getting a fan. I have a fan. I just need to pick it up, so I'm gonna have that tomorrow. So tomorrow will be fine. What do you do on girls' trips? We just bitch about men and drink cocktails, really. That's it. That's about it. Where are you going for holiday? Please tell me Miami. No, I'm not going to Miami. I plan to go to Miami this year at some point, hopefully. So yeah, I'm going to Mallorca in Spain. In Espanol. Got April 22nd? No way. My birthday's the 25th. Just dead. We usually turn it up in here. Had a couple weirdos, but Alan is quick with it today. Alan's always quick with it. Oh, what is going on, guys? What is this? What is this? What is this? What is going on? Damn. What is going on in here right now? What the fuck? I don't even know. What is this PA? What is this PA? AJ Trades will pay 375 mil in corporate taxes. That's so funny. How big was this candle? 50 points. A girl's trip to New York? No, Mallorca in Spain, not New York. The food is incredible in New York. Oh my gosh, I'm such a foodie. I would love to just go and eat loads of food everywhere. But I'm also trying to be a skinny queen, so it's hard. Iran State TV, we have a draft of the initial unofficial framework for the MOU with the US. God damn. God damn. Yeah, it's random news. It's not official news. Complain about men, they must surely all be the problem. Of course they're all the problem. Haven't you heard? Men are always the problem. I don't even need to check financial juice when I'm on stream. I just wait for someone in the chat to let me know what's going on. Brilliant. It's brilliant. You're long, dude. Unless you entered before 8:18, you're silly. You're silly. Oh, I don't think this is tradable. To be fair, I did say 2.5 might play out. See, I would have wanted to enter this if this wasn't a news candle. I wanted to see a manipulation below 2.5 and then a push above a high and then retrace to 0.5. But yeah, obviously that's not happening right now. What is this, guys? I think this might be untradeable. I think this might be untradeable. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is this? This is untradeable. What is going on, guys? We have just had a... Oh no, it's not even 100 points. The long from 223. Oh damn, that's cool. This why you need to learn order flows. Dude, order flow cannot predict Iran news, I promise you. It really can't. Guys, I'm kidding about men being the problem. I'm obviously joking, but like girls just love to bitch about men. It's our favorite hobby. It is our favorite hobby to go over past scenarios 12 times. I promise you, ask any girl, their favorite hobby is to just chat shit about old scenarios. Like, we'll bitch about girls as well, but mainly men. But we'll just go over the same, like, 3 scenarios, maybe 5 times. Cause I'm a man. This is so untradeable, I'm not being funny. They talk about the bad guys on girls' trips. They're still in their head. Nice guys can't create that impact. Yeah, you're right. No, I think they can. it's not like we're talking about them like, oh my gosh, like we love them. We're just like going over old scenarios. It's just like in our genetic that like we need to just gossip. Like it just feels so natural. I can't even explain it to you. I think you might be right. I think today is just not the day. What is this? This is just impossible. Guys, this is impossible to trade. Like, are you kidding me? Rubbish, 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 rubbish. Rubbish, price action. Rubbish, price action. Guys, it's not good to be the bad guy. You know what? I'm gonna give you free sauce here. If you treat a girl like shit and she likes you, she's not mentally stable. I feel like that's not even sauce. I feel like that's just a given. Like, mentally stable girls don't like being treated like shit, right? But you also have to remember that the girls I'm going on holiday with, like, I've been friends with them all the way throughout high school. And when you're like 16 and naive, like, most of the time, this is probably a UK high school thing. I don't know whether this is like a normal thing that happens, but usually in UK high schools, 16-year-old girls will go out with like 18-year-old boys and then they'll just get their heart broken. Like, that is just a common occurrence for a 16-year-old girl because they think that the man is like some hero because he's 2 years older, and it's like crazy. So, and because I've been friends with these girls for like pretty much my whole high school life, like we have so much to talk about, just old shit that's happened. So yeah. Yes, tell super high. Literally. This was Iran news that caused this. It was Iran news. Guys, don't say anything unprofessional. Alan will time you out before you've got time to say hasta luego, or whatever the term. What is it? What's see you later in Spanish? Hasta luego or something. I don't mean guys should disrespect, but have some balls to say no and keep frame bad boy qualities. I agree to some extent. I feel like once girls mature, they kind of grow out of that, though. Hasta la vista. Is that it? Hasta la vista. Yeah, that's it. Gosh, my Spanish is really fluent, if you can't already tell. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna trade this. So I'm just gonna call it a day and see you guys tomorrow because there's no way I'm trading after this. This is Iran news, and after this, I just have a feeling we're gonna chop till market open. I've seen this happen a few times. I'm not getting caught up in that. Price action was already shitty, and then this happened. I'm not getting caught up in this rubbish PA. I'd rather enjoy the rest of my day and come back tomorrow and try again. So yeah, I am gonna hop off the charts and enjoy the rest of my day, to be honest. I only trade till 9:30 a.m. so yeah, I've been on my charts for 2 hours now. Had enough. That's enough for me for sure. Appreciate you guys all for being here. If you do want to join the free Discord community, feel free to click the link pinned in the chat and you can come and join us over there. I hope to see you guys in tomorrow's stream. We will be starting from 6:30 a.m. EST. So hopefully see you there. Have a great rest of your day, guys. And be careful with this price action.